Hey guys, it's Caitlin. Today's video is going to be my June book haul. Now I have 22 books this month. That's a lot. One of them is just I'm borrowing it, but if I like it, I'm totally gonna buy my own copy. So that's the one I'm just gonna start with. The book I borrowed is Sybil by Flora Retta Schreiber. I borrowed this from a girl at work. I was talking about a movie I had watched called, I believe it was called Split. It's got James McAvoy in it, and he plays a character with multiple personalities. I think he's got 24 personalities in that movie. But this book is about a girl she's got 16 different personalities. So it's a true story. I love pretty much any book that has mental illness in it. But after watching that movie, I was really interested in reading this book. I'm not a big fan that it's a mass market paperback, and I'm not a fan of the really harsh condition it is in. I've debated whether I want to just read out of this copy or just buy my own copy and read it from there. But as of right now, I'm just borrowing this copy from the lady I work with. Next, I have Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I have already read this, and I plan on doing a review of the Monsters of Verity duology. This is the second book in the Monsters of Verity duology, like I said. The first one is The Savage Song, and I love this series. This series is about a boy named August and a girl named Kate. Their families are not friends. August's dad controls one half of the city, and Kate's dad controls the other half. And in this city, monsters are created from acts of violence, and August is a monster. That's no secret. It's out there. It's in the beginning of the books. But it is about their unlikely friendship and family. There's no romance whatsoever in this series, which is not common in young adult novels. There's musical elements to this, and yeah, it's a fantastic series, and you should really read it. Do it. Next here I have Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. This cover is absolutely beautiful, for one thing. I don't know too much about this, other than it's about a boy and a girl. This girl buys her best friend, who is the boy in the book, she buys him a lottery ticket for his 18th birthday, and he ends up winning. This book is about how winning the lottery, winning that large sum of money, can change your life, how it can change it for the better, and also how it can change for the worse. I'm super excited. I am so ready to read this, but I don't know when I'll get around to it. Hopefully soon. Next, I have a book I am currently reading, and that is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. This is an adult, mystery. I don't know if it's really a thriller, but it's like a mystery. I've kind of gotten into mysteries lately, but Into the Water is about this girl. I believe she's obsessed with this body of water. I don't know if it's a river or not. I'm only 22 pages in, so I'm not quite sure what it's about, but all I know is there's this body of water that these women keep turning up dead. Some of them didn't go in there voluntarily, and some of them did, and it's kind of different because some of the chapters, the main character is talking to her sister, but it seems like she's talking to you because she's saying, I remember when you did this, but it feels like she's talking to you, but she's actually talking to her sister, which is different. I've never seen that before, but yeah, I don't really know too much about it other than these girls keep dying, and she needs to figure out why that keeps happening. So yeah, I bought this in Texas too. I only bought 2 books in Texas. I was really proud of myself. The next book was my fairy loot book for the month of June, and that is Roar by Cora Carmack. I don't know much about this other than I know the magic system comes from different storms, and that's pretty much all I know. I don't want to go into it knowing too much. Next is the other book I bought while I was in Texas, and that is Want by Cindy Pawn. This is a sci-fi, I believe. It looks like a sci-fi. And it's about this boy who lives in a world, it's like post-apocalyptic, I believe. But this boy lives in this world where you have to wear these suits or you pretty much die. Like, there's this plague going around that is killing people, and you have to buy these suits, which are super expensive, so only the wealthy people have these suits. And I think he's trying to discover where this plague came from, and he's maybe thinking that the people who created the suits created the plague. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it, and I'm super excited to get into that. The next 3 books here are part of a series. The Iron Trial, The Copper Gauntlet, and The Bronze Key, all by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I bought these into anticipation of the Silver Mask coming out because I was going to read these 3 this month and then read the Silver Mask next month when it came out. But according to Amazon, the release date for the Silver Mask got pushed back until October. So now I have to wait on reading these. This is a series I've heard is similar to Harry Potter in the fact that it's a magic school. And it's about the main character was told his entire life that the magisterium is bad. And each child has to go through these trials to get into the School of Magisterium, I believe it's called. And he's been taught his entire life to fail this test. And despite his best efforts to fail this test, he ends up getting in. And that's all I know about it. I've heard lots of really good things about it. It was written by Cassandra Clare, which is one of the authors that I automatically buy whatever she writes, just because she's awesome. I love all of her other books. I've never read anything by Holly Black, but I am anticipating The Cruel Prince, I believe it's called. That's her new book that's coming out this year, or early next year. I don't know, but she's coming out with a new book, but this series I've heard tons of really good things about, so hopefully I can get to these soon. The next is a book I did not pick out for myself. It's a copy that my sister-in-law bought, but she ended up buying 2 copies, so she gave it to me, and I have absolutely no idea what this is about. It is called The Safest Lies by Megan Miranda. All I know is it's a mystery. It says Kelsey's mother hasn't set foot outside their front door in 17 years, not since she escaped from her kidnappers with her attacker's baby growing inside her. Kelsey. That's the first paragraph of the synopsis, and that sounds pretty freaking awesome. Stupid, there's a fly in here, and it's really making me mad. It keeps buzzing by my head. So yeah, that sounds really cool. This is a super short book. It's like 350 pages. I could probably get through this really quick, and it just seems amazing. The next 2 books were for my Owl Crate this month. Owl Crate sent 2 books this month, and the first one was New World Rising. Having trouble talking today. By Jennifer Wilson. All I know is it's like a post-apocalyptic story about Phoenix, who watched her parents get murdered when she was 11, and her mother's dying words were to be strong and survive. So she's trying to survive outside the walls, outside of the sanctuary. It's super hard to live outside the sanctuary, so it's all about that. But sounds awesome, so definitely gonna get to that soon. And the next one is The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson. See, I can't talk today. Kayla Olson. This is another post-apocalyptic get out alive book. Like, there's people after her, and she's got to try and find sanctuary on this island, but apparently this island might not be as safe as she thinks it's going to be. Yep. And then we have Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. I don't know anything about this. Like, absolutely nothing. And I just bought it because it's Sarah Dessen, and I love Sarah Dessen's writing, and Yep, I'm gonna read that. The next one is The Trials of Apollo, Book 2, The Dark Prophecy. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. But this is the second book in the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. I know I had previously said I didn't want to read any more of Rick Riordan's books. I had planned on getting rid of everything, all of my Rick Riordan books, because I read the first 3 in the Percy Jackson series and I was just not feeling it. I didn't really care for them. So I was going to get rid of all of my Rick Riordan books except for the Trials of Apollo and the Magnus Chase books. But then my sister-in-law decided that she was going to tell me how good they were and that I needed to finish them. So I kept my books. And I plan on finishing all of this series. I need to finish the last 2 of the Percy Jackson series and move on to the Heroes of Olympus. And yeah, I just need to get to all of them. She said they're all super good. She loved them. So I'm just going to give them a chance again and see what all the hype is about. This one is The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. This cover is super pretty. Super simple. This is about a girl named Flora. She was 10 and she had a tumor in her brain when she was 10 and she had that taken out, and when she came out of surgery she had no memories. She has no memory of the day before, so every day she lives she has to like write down stuff to remember what happened. And then she ended up kissing her best friend's boyfriend, and the next day she remembers that. So now she's trying to figure out why she remembers that day, and it sounds really cool. It's super short, so I'm ready to read it. The next one is an old book that I wasn't really into reading. I wasn't didn't sound interesting to me, but then I've heard so many good things about it lately, being the 3rd book just came out, and that is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. This is the first one, To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. And this is about a girl named Laura Jean. She wrote a bunch of letters to all these boys that she's loved before, but she never sent them out. She hid them in a shoebox under her bed. And for some reason, they get sent out, and now she has to deal with the repercussions of that, I believe. I don't know. I'm gonna go into it just knowing that much. So yeah, there's that. I feel like I say there's that all the time. I need to stop doing that. We're getting close. We got 6 left. This one is The Takedown by Corey Wang. This is about a girl named Kyla Chang. And Kyla is like a straight A student. A video surfaces of Kyla and one of her teachers doing the deed, and it's like ruining her chances of getting into all these good schools and stuff. But this video is not actually Kyla, so she has to go through the internet and try and get this video taken down before it ruins anything else. And that's pretty much all I know. Like I said before, I don't usually like going into my books knowing anything, so this thing has huge font. I could probably get that done real quick. Oh, and it looks like there's text messages and stuff. Pretty neat. I'm so excited for that. There you go. This one I know absolutely nothing about. I just saw it on the shelf. I saw the author's name. I haven't read anything by this author, but I want to try reading something of hers, and that is When It's Real by Erin Watt. She is the author of the Paper Princess series. I've added that series to my cart and then taken it out like 10 different times. There's that dang fly again. Get out of here. But yeah, I have no idea what this is about. I saw it. I loved the cover, so I bought it. Then I got Royal Bastards by Andrew Schwartz, believe is how you say it. I don't know. And again, I don't know anything about this. I thought the cover was really pretty. I've heard some things about it on YouTube, so I got it. The next is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I still have not read this book. I feel like this book's been out for so long. I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't read it. And this is like the fan fiction from the book Fangirl, I believe is what it is. And I still haven't read Fangirl either. I think that's on my TBR for this month. But yeah, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I've never read anything by Rainbow Rowell, and I'm hoping I really, really love her writing because there's so many books of hers that sound so interesting, and I'm just hoping I really like her writing. 2 left, and both of them I have read. The first one being Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. I read this book so fast. It was so good. This is about a school for these kids who traveled to other worlds, whether it be through a closet, through just some random door that opened up into a different world. And it's about them dealing with reality when they come back. This book is super short. I wasn't really expecting to like it, but I ended up really loving it. And as soon as I finished this, I had to buy the second one. I don't know where it's at. It's over there somewhere. But the second one, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, just recently came out, and I am super pumped to read it. I think I have that on my TBR this month as well. And the last one was another amazing book, and that is One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. This is another mystery. This is what got me into mysteries this month. In this story, there's these 5 characters who are all in detention together, and this is no secret, I'm not spoiling anything. One of the characters dies, like, by the 3rd chapter, and everybody thinks it was one of these 3, or one of these 4 people, so the story is all about the police investigation and all of the lies that these kids are telling that are them trying to keep some things out of the light. They don't want people to know that they did these things, but it's making them look really bad. It makes them look really guilty. It gives them motive to kill the person who was killed in like the 3rd chapter. But yeah, this was another like 4.5 out of 5-star read for me. I thought it was so good. It kept me guessing. Like, I switched who I thought did it like 5 times. And in the end, it was not who I thought it was. But so good. Read it. So that was my very long book haul for the month of June. Most of these, 10 of these books were books that I bought for my birthday. My boyfriend, well now fiance, because I just got engaged last week. But my fiance gave me a $100 gift card for my birthday to Barnes & Noble, so I went on a little shopping spree with that. And then I also picked up 5 books with my own money, which was not good, but I did it anyways because it was my birthday and I can do what I want. But the rest of these were just random stuff I picked up. So tell me down in the comments what you thought of any of these books. I'd love to hear your opinions on any of them. So thank you for watching. Bye!